In an industry stuffed with marketing bullshit, empty promises, and shiny-suited liars, one woman's had enough. She knows what it's like to have the wrong clients, no money, and no time for fun. But she also knows how to fix it. And on the Business for Superheroes show, she promises to tell the down and dirty truth about business, sales, and running away with the circus. Here's your host, Vicky Fraser.
Hello and welcome to the Business for Superheroes show. I'm Vicky Fraser and this week, Joe's back.
Yay!
My voice cracked a little bit then.
Oh, you sick?
No, I don't think so. I'm just very tired.
More gin.
More gin. Cheers.
Hurrah.
Gin. Today we're powered by gin. What gin are we drinking today, Joe?
This is Bombay Sapphire and that fancy tonic you like.
Fever Tree.
That's the one.
Other drinks are available, but frankly, Fever Tree is the best tonic I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Fever Tree, if you want to sponsor me, I'm all up for that. And any gin can sponsor me.
You know, we've got 6 different bottles of gin on the go at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, that's bad, isn't it?
I think I ought to start a business around gin. Actually, no, there's a really good point on this because there's a lot of bad advice out there. This is not what we're talking about today, but I'm just going on a slight tangent. Loads of bad advice from the type of person that loves posting fucking motivational quotes on Facebook, but who never actually does anything. You know, the type of person.
Okay.
And there's all this nonsense about follow your passion and the money will come. And it's like, I'm really passionate about cheese and gin. And if I spend my entire days drinking gin and eating cheese, I'm fairly sure that'll be a quick way to go broke.
Very expensive.
Mm-hmm. And I get really fat.
Very wide.
And I probably have some kind of liver failure.
Don't do that.
So, yeah, I think really don't just take all this bullshit stuff at face value. Give it a bit of deep thought, please, before kind of sharing this nonsense.
Oh, can you imagine turning your hobby into your job, though?
I know, and that's another reason not to do it.
Up.
I mean, you should enjoy what you do, because I don't think that you can reasonably give all of your, effort to something that you hate. And, you know, if you've got a business you hate, then there's something very badly wrong. But I think turning a hobby into a business is more often than not a bad idea.
Really good way to make you hate your hobby.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
So we are talking about stalkers on trains.
Stalkers on trains.
And I should point out that he called himself that because I wonder if he might be listening now. Hello, man on train.
Hello, stalkery man on train.
So what happened was I was in London for a few days last week.
Posh. London.
Posh. With Tip Top Tim. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
He is my client, and we were working on some stuff. Anyway, I was on the train on the way back and just kind of working. I was writing an article and, getting some stuff done. And next thing you know, I hear... I can't even remember the jingle to my podcast.
What was that?
That was me very badly. Podcast guys, if you can just insert...
The first 3 seconds.
The first 3 seconds or so of the podcast jingle right about now, that'd be great. Go. Okay, so that's what I heard. So that is what I heard. And my first thought was, shit, I'm in the quiet first class carriage and my computer's playing my own podcast. That's the height of narcissism. What the hell? And then I was like, wait a minute, no, it's not. And I put I pressed mute on my Mac. And it was still going, so I meerkatted up. I was like, what the hell? And then I realised that was a bit of a crazy thing to do, so I kind of slunk back down again and I was furtively looking at people and I was like, is it that dude there who's got his ears plugged in and is looking at his own Mac? Or is it that woman who's frantically jabbing at her phone? Or, I was like, who is it? Who's listening to... And then I was like, hang on a minute, someone's listening to my podcast on the train.
That's pretty cool.
What are the chances of that? And so obviously I immediately posted on Facebook, somebody's listening to my podcast on the train, what the fuck? And then a couple of minutes later, there was a tap on my shoulder. And the guy behind me was like, I'm the one who's listening to your podcast. And I was like, wait a minute, how did you know that I was... What? Wait a minute. How did you even know that I was wondering who posted it? And he was like, I'm reading over your shoulder. I'm sorry, that's really rude and stalkery, but I just can see through the gap. And the article that you were writing looked really, really interesting. And I thought, who is this person? And so basically he stalked me.
So he Googled you, found your website, subscribed to the podcast, downloaded a podcast and started listening to it.
All within the space of about 5 minutes on a train.
Not creepy at all, sir. Well done.
No, he genuinely wasn't, because he was just like, when he left, he tapped me on the shoulder and goes like, I'm going to stop stalking you now, sorry about that. So he wasn't at all creepy, and I should, even though I'm calling him the stalker on the train, which, if he's listened to any of my stuff, he will know that I give people names like this, and if he gets offended, then he probably should just unsubscribe now. But I just thought the whole thing was amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but it got me thinking about celebrities, because I was just like, oh my God, I'm famous. And then I was like, shit, I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be recognised on trains. And I went through this whole scenario in my head in the space of like 5 seconds, in which I had an entire celebrity lifestyle, meltdown, rehab, and and subsequent obscurity.
Sounds great.
In my head. And then was like, no, it's just a dude who was reading over my shoulder.
Not quite famous yet.
Kind of relieved by that. But do you remember when we had my event in November?
Yes.
And somebody said hi to us in the corridor before the
day
event.
Before it started.
The day before it started, and was like, and looked like greeted us like she knew us, didn't she?
She did.
She greeted us like a friend. And I obviously now know her because it's Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
But at the time, I'd never actually met her. I'd only interacted via the internet, and so that was a bit freaky, wasn't it? 'Cause it was like,
yeah, we were like, hello.
Because it's kind of like that, and I got an insight into what it must be like to be accosted by random people if you're famous. Because
it'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because you must have that moment of, I should know who this person is because they are greeting me like they know me.
I guess you get over that pretty quickly. Surely you just start going, well, I'm bloody famous, I am. And 20 people a day bump into me. Sorry, whiskey's just jumped up on the table and had a look at your gin.
Feet in my gin. Awesome. That's kind of, I'm obviously not famous, and but the point is that within my own little circle of people, I am kind of famous because
I've basked in some of this fame because I'm kind of famous by proxy almost.
Everybody only listens to this podcast for you.
Great. I've had people say hello, and I've gone, hello, and they're like, yay!
It's
just weird. Hi, Vegard.
Hi, Vegard. So yeah, but the point I'm making is that's what you want. You want to be giving enough of yourself to people that they feel like they know you, and so they greet you like you're an old friend. And that's exactly what people do when I talk to them for the first time. If they've only had my emails before, or they've only heard my podcasts, or they've only had a newsletter or read my book, I get people talking to me like they know a lot about me. And they do know a lot about me.
They do.
But I know nothing about them. And so it kind of, on the one hand, it puts me on the back foot because, I don't know as much about these people. But on the other hand, I do know a lot about them because the reason that they know so much about me is because I know enough about them to market well to them.
Yeah.
So I might know very little about their individual lives and who they are, but I know an awful lot about the stuff that they're bothered about and how they're feeling and all the rest of it. So in this podcast, there are many, many, many valuable lessons for people with ears to hear them. But I kind of wanted to talk about the whole celebrity thing because that's kind of the thing on the train, got me thinking about it and reminded me of when we got, when you get asked to say hello. Say hello, Joe.
Hello.
But yeah, celebrity is really important in business because we are, as a society, completely obsessed with them.
Yes. I don't feel like I am.
Well, no, but people...
I don't feel like society, to be honest.
No, but even you are, because you still have people that you look up to within certain areas or that you are interested in, or, there's actors in your favourite TV programmes. Joe is pulling the weirdest face right now. He was showing me all of his teeth.
Sorry.
I don't really know why.
Moving on.
Were you drinking while I was at Trapeze earlier?
No.
Oh, okay. Right. So, yeah, but... we are obsessed with celebrities as a society, and, people are famous for being famous. So, like the Kardashians. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Were they just famous for being famous?
Famous for arse, maybe?
No.
Marrying Kanye West?
No, she was famous before she married Kanye West. And her butt, I think, helped with that. But I think wasn't it At Home with the Kardashians? And there was like a whole reality TV show about
Were they
them.
famous before that, though?
I don't know.
Who knows?
But then, okay, Paris Hilton is another example. Okay, so she is an heiress. Mm-hmm. And so she had that in, but she's really just famous for being famous. She didn't do anything before, she just was born into the Hilton family.
Yeah.
And the thing about this, you can sneer at these people, but they're very clever because they've used what leverage they had.
Yeah.
And they've created, Paris Hilton is no longer famous really for being the daughter of Mr. Hilton. What's his name?
I don't Hilton.
The Hilton family. But she is now famous for being Paris Hilton. So she might have had a leg up with it, but, that's what she's famous for.
Too many jokes.
Too many jokes.
Oh, leg up. No worries.
I've obviously missed a whole section of pop culture there. But, when you're thinking about celebrity, though, even Forbes has now an annual issue about the wealthiest and most influential celebrities. So they obviously have an annual issue about business people because Forbes is a business magazine. But now it has this celebrity issue as well, influential celebrities, and it sells pretty much as well as the business one because, that's what we're interested in. And it also got me thinking about De Beers, diamonds as well. So everyone listening probably knows that De Beers invented the whole diamond engagement ring thing.
Did they?
Did you not know that?
Nope.
So way back, I think it was the 1940s, they coined the phrase "diamonds are forever" and said if you want to, bag your girl, you need to give her a diamond. And before then, there was no tradition of diamond engagement rings.
All right.
So I know, right? It's a fucking triumph of marketing. There's another bloody lesson to be learned there. If you can hoodwink an entire generation into thinking that something is normal, that was just one generation that they had to convince.
Yeah, and forevermore people are buying diamonds.
And it was really clever because they plucked from nowhere the idea that it should be a 3 month salary. Should be what you spend on a diamond.
Chunk of money.
Which is a bloody chunk of money. And, it's an incredibly clever thing to do because it's like that's guilted and pressured so many men over the years and women now, I guess, as well, that, same-sex marriage.
It also kind of ties into the whole dowry type thing as well, doesn't it?
It does hark back to that because did you know that originally wedding rings, the Egyptians were the first ones to do wedding rings and it was just a reed and it was just symbolic. So they would tie a reed. The Romans had gold engagement or betrothal rings, and then when they actually got married, it was an iron ring, and that was to symbolise ownership of the woman.
Oh, nice.
I know. So all of these traditions have really unpleasant kind of, roots. It doesn't. I don't think they should be abolished because of that, because they don't mean the same thing anymore. But that's kind of where it all comes from. So, but yeah, De Beers didn't just do the diamond engagement thing. They also invented the scarcity of diamonds. So do you know why diamonds are so expensive?
Because they've got them all in a big box somewhere.
Basically, yeah. So people think that diamonds are really rare. Diamonds are incredibly common, like all over the world. And the only reason that they're so rare is because De Beers bought every flipping diamond mine in the entire world and hoarded them and had a monopoly in places where monopolies are legal because they're not in America. And then basically rationed them out. And it's like, this is all of the diamonds.
They must all be stacking up somewhere, unless they closed a load of mines.
Well, they did close a load because there was all the conflict diamond stuff, wasn't there? And blood diamonds. And I don't really know much about that. But I do know that you're supposed to be careful about where you buy your diamonds from.
Yes.
I don't know. So anyway, so that was how they created scarcity, which is another bit of a bonus lesson for you, dear listener.
Buy all of your competitors.
Yeah. Buy all of your competitors. Well, I don't think you're allowed to do that in this country, are you? Certainly not in America.
It possibly depends how big you are.
It's anti-competition
laws.
Something.
Antitrust? I don't know.
Something like that. But yeah, the very first...
Monopolies Commission.
The monopolies. Yeah, monopolies. Something to do with monopolies. So the very first...
they're getting rid of the hat.
What?
Monopoly.
The game?
Yeah.
The hat?
They're changing it.
To what?
Like an iPhone or something.
Why?
To put themselves back in the news, I think. Make everyone buy Monopoly.
I was always the hat or the boot.
Yeah, they're going to get rid of the hat.
Not
Change
the
it
boot.
for something more contemporary.
Well, they can. That's going to backfire on them.
It is. But it puts them in the news. We're talking about it.
It does. Oh, this is a whole other...
Moving on.
Whole other episode. Okay, so...
It's an outrage.
So yeah, one of the first recorded uses of a diamond engagement ring, despite my saying that De Beers were the ones who said, was Archduke Maximilian of Austria in 1477.
Before De Beers.
Before De Beers. But he proposed, this is really cute actually, he proposed to Mary of Burgundy with a ring set with thin flat pieces of diamonds in the shape of an M.
Okay.
And and that set like a really glamorous precedent for European nobility because they all added precious gems to their jewellery, but it was gems, not diamonds specifically.
Okay.
It was De Beers that did the whole diamond engagement ring
Okay,
thing.
diamond.
But my point there is that Archduke Maximilian of Austria set a trend. He was a celebrity because, back in the day, royalty were celebrities because they were the only ones really who were visible to everybody, always. And it's like, as soon as you see a princess or a queen or something wearing a particular style, suddenly everybody else is wearing the same thing.
Sure.
And now it's like, as soon as you see Paris Hilton or the Kardashians or whatever wearing a particular style, it filters down and everybody starts wearing it.
Becomes the thing.
Because celebrities we look to them, rightly or wrongly, for leadership because they are leaders. Whether they should be or not, they are, because they're visible.
I feel like your use of the word "we" is in a bigger sense that doesn't involve me.
But you think that you're immune to all of this stuff, but you're not.
I feel quite immune.
You're probably less influenced by it than a lot of people because you just don't pay that much attention to popular culture. But I'm quite I might be quite snobby about it, but I pay a lot more attention to popular culture because I have to, because this is what I do. And I find it fascinating as well.
It's interesting in a kind of, academic looking at people and going, good Lord. But
Don't be so sneery. You are just as susceptible to this stuff as everybody else.
Well, okay.
You totally are.
Drinking nice expensive gin and tonic, I suppose.
Yeah, so, but, everybody who runs a business should be paying attention to how this celebrity culture works, because in any niche, any business niche, there are celebrities as well. I mean, I flew to Cleveland at quite a lot of expense to see Dan Kennedy because he is a celebrity in my niche. I mean, he is rightfully so because he's made, billions of pounds for people over the years. And he's a, multimillionaire in his own right. But he is a celebrity in marketing. But it's the same it doesn't matter what niche you're in, it's the same everywhere. So there are celebrity chefs. There's Gordon Ramsay, Jamie Oliver. They came from nowhere. They didn't do anything that made them any better than anybody else. They just pushed themselves out there and said, Gordon Ramsay with his shouty, sweary kitchen nightmares. Apparently he's lovely in real life and quite quietly spoken, but that's just his persona. Jamie Oliver's thing was school dinners. That was the thing that he used to make him famous.
Yeah.
The celebrity stylists, like, was it Gok Wan? Yes. He made his name from being a crazy camp guy who just, with big glasses, and just went, I just got this vision of him kind of being right in people's faces and making them feel uncomfortable, which is pretty much his USP. You've got, and I'm going to deliberately give quite a lot of examples here because we've got people from all niches listening. But celebrity personal trainers, Mr. Motivator for those of a certain age. Do you remember Mr. Motivator? For those younger listeners, Mr. Motivator was an extremely colourful and quite alarming personal trainer of the kind of he's like a male Jane Fonda, I guess.
Yes, and before him there was, what was her name? The Green Goddess.
Oh, she was way back in the 70s, yeah. I can't remember her name.
Big green leotard on telly.
But Jane Fonda did a similar thing because she was like Jane Fonda Fitness in the 80s. But Mr. Motivator was in the 80s, was on Breakfast TV. But he used to wear the most outlandishly coloured, skin-tight Lycra outfits.
He was very bright.
He was completely cheerful all the time. He was the perfect morning motivator. I mean, he just made you feel good to look at him, didn't he? Because he was just smiley and happy. And, so that's what... He made his thing. He was Mr. Motivator. That was his thing. You've got Dr. Oz and Gillian Keith, who, in my opinion, are fucking criminals. Dr. Gillian Keith.
Who are these people? Dr. Gillian Keith.
Dr. Gillian Keith, who bought her doctorship off the internet and is just full of shit, literally. She looked at people's poo and, it's just a lying sack of shit, basically.
Don't hold back.
She is. She's responsible for a lot of... It's like that David fucking Avocado Wolf. Another lying sack of shit. But he's mentally ill. Dr. Oz is a doctor in America who's like a celebrity doctor, and he endorses all sorts of bullshit.
Okay.
Like colloidal silver and homeopathy and just nonsense. He's dangerous. But having said that, those people are very good at what they do and have made a lot of money out of it because they've pushed themselves to the top of their niche. They're celebrities. You've got even celebrity gardeners, Alan Titchmarsh, if you go back a bit. But then even in smaller niches, there's a guy called Charles Dowding that is a little celebrity to me because he does no dig gardening, and that's the thing that he did. He made it his thing. He doesn't dig, and his way of gardening apparently works really well. And I approve of that because it's less work for me with my veg.
No digging.
No digging. Celebrity wildlife experts. Michaela Strachan. Chris Packham. Bill Oddie. David Attenborough.
Not all.
Chris Nuttall.
Chris Nuttall?
I think so.
I don't know.
But yeah, all of those people are all celebrities in their own niche. And who else? Celebrity business people on Dragon's Den. Mm-hmm. Bloody, what's his name? Shouty man, you're fired.
Valentine.
Oh, no, you're fired.
Trump?
No, he was the American one.
Alan Sugar.
Alan Sugar, yeah. So Alan Sugar was Mr. Amstrad, wasn't he?
Yes.
But then he reinvented himself as a celebrity businessman. Carpet cleaning, even. There's a guy called Joe Polish.
Okay.
And he is like the celebrity. He teaches people how to market their carpet cleaning business, basically. So, dog trainers. Dom. Hi, Dom.
Hi, Dom.
Dom needs to become Mr. Celebrity Dog Trainer. And so does Morag. Hi, Morag.
Hi, Morag.
And they both do different things. So Dom is very much kind of working with your dog doing, fun stuff and superhero stuff and all the rest of it. And Morag is more about behavioural training. So she fixes behavioural problems and is very, very good at it. Arnold Schwarzenegger, did you know that before he became a Hollywood star, he was very, very wealthy in his own right because he was a niche in the bodybuilding world?
I knew he was big in the bodybuilding world. Was he a niche?
He was a celebrity in the bodybuilding world.
Oh.
Before, well, just for being a bodybuilder. But nobody else had heard of him because if you're not into bodybuilding, you didn't know who he was.
Okay.
Until he then became an actor. Actor. So
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. I'll be back.
Bad.
What? What's bad?
Bad impression.
Oh, harsh. So yeah, make yourself famous in your niche is what I'm saying. Because if you can do that, you can make a lot of money. A lot more easily. Because people look to celebrities for leadership. And I find that really interesting. Don't you find that really interesting?
I do.
I thought you looked like you were going to say something really insightful then.
Yeah, I didn't. I tried. I tried to drag out some insight, but it just wasn't there. I fear the whole concept of celebrity-ness.
Why?
Oh, I just quite like not being a celebrity.
Oh no, you mean you fear being a celebrity yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no desire to be any kind of a household name. I kind of do want to, be well known in my niche because...
Yeah, I guess it's different, but you want people to come to you looking for your expertise and your help and your support.
Yeah, for my leadership.
Yeah, whether that makes you a celebrity or not, I don't know.
Well, no, it does. That's the point. It does. It makes you... Because you've never heard of Joe Polish, had you?
Not before I met you.
No. And the only reason I know about him is because he's a genius marketer. But he, in the home cleaning area, he is like proper famous. Like if he was having a seminar, thousands of people would pay to go to it. But anybody outside the field of marketing or carpet cleaning will never have heard of him.
Right.
So that's what I'm talking about. You can become a celebrity without being...
You recognised when you're shoe shopping.
Exactly, yeah. I don't want that. I would never want that kind of fame. It just frightens me, the whole idea of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the other thing I wanted to say is that you don't... Because there's probably people thinking, oh, well, how do I become a celebrity in my niche? How do I do that? And the answer to that is you just reach out and take it. You put yourself there because, and you might be thinking that there is no space for you because somebody's already got it. So it's like, well, there's already a Mr. Motivator or there's already a Gordon Ramsay. But they've done very specific things to make themselves famous in their own niche. So like you've got Alan Titchmarsh, you've got Carol Klein, you've got, gardeners who are kind of famous. But then, there's this guy called Charles Dowding who's much less well known, but who is known specifically for his no-dig organic gardening.
And he's writing books and...
He's writing books. I've got loads of his books. Yeah, I've got loads of his products and all the rest of it. So you don't just think of it as being like, I would never try and be like the queen of marketing because it's just too big. It's too wide and it's unlikely to happen. So what do? You niche down even further and you pick the thing that you're really, really interested in. And for me, the thing that I'm really, really interested in is this whole what makes people different. What makes people stand out? How do you position yourself as different to everybody else so that you can't be copied and you can't be compared to anyone else? So you just have to claim the spot. You don't have to wait for permission.
Nobody's going to give you permission.
They aren't. And if
They're
you're
not going to turn up and suddenly give you a big expert certificate and a magical hat.
Now, I remember reading a really pissy article in one of the marketing publications, one of the marketing trade publications, and it was an older school marketer, and which is fine, and nothing against older school, but he was pissing and moaning about the fact that there's so many people popping up who have no marketing qualifications and no degrees in marketing and all the rest of it, and I was just like, well, you know what? If you're a doctor, that matters because you need to at least know where to start cutting and when to stop. Mm-hmm. But
which bits you can just throw on the operating
what
floor.
What medications you can mix together without killing people, that kind of thing is kind of important. But frankly, if you're marketing for people and you're getting results for them and you are making more money for them than you are taking off them, then for me, that's all the qualification that you need. If somebody wants to build me a website that works and brings me money in and all the rest of it, I don't give a shit if you've got a degree in computer programming.
Yeah.
Peer approval only matters to people who are jealous of you, basically, I think. And it's like, and the guy that wrote this article is like very well known in marketing, and he's a total marketing genius. But it just surprised me that he wrote such a pissy article about it, because I was like, well, what's it matter if people are getting results? It's like, so you don't, if you're waiting for peer approval, you're never going to get it, because your peers are all going to be trying to drag you back down.
And some certificate awarded after a bit of study, an exam, is not going to necessarily teach you anything you weren't going to, it's not going to necessarily change the way you would have done things. It might not even change the way you think about things. It might do all kinds of good stuff for you, but it might not. Yeah.
I did a CIM, Chartered Institute of Marketing course many, many years ago, way before I started this business. And there was a bunch of useful stuff in it. There was an awful lot of useless stuff in it that bears no resemblance whatsoever to kind of life in the trenches on the front line. There was an awful lot of stuff about kind of the real back end of marketing. So how marketing works with finance and all the rest of it, and loads of academic theory stuff. Very little about actually how to market to people and how to sell to them, which
not a lot of psychology.
No, none. And so and they might have changed it now, I don't know. But the course that I did, when I actually started marketing my own business and doing what I do now, I was just like, jeepers, this is nothing like what I learned in my course. So I'm not saying that these courses are useless at all. I'm absolutely not saying that. But they're certainly not the be all and end all of everything. It's like kids who get really het up about GCSEs and A levels. In the grand scheme of things, they're not important.
Yeah, work hard, be nice.
Yeah,
learn stuff. Progress, have ambition, much more important.
Yeah, passing exams teaches you how to pass exams mostly, which is a real shame. Coursework, I think, is a great thing. I remember doing coursework, and that was useful because I was putting projects together.
Putting some hours in.
Yeah. I've got teachers probably swearing at me from all angles now.
Yeah.
I couldn't give a shit.
Good luck with your SATs if you're doing SATs soon.
Yeah. Yeah, Ella's doing SATs soon. I don't like the... Anyway, that's a whole different...
It's testing the school, not testing the kid.
It is. Yeah, I know, but that's counterproductive as well. So it just gets the school focused on, again, a very short-term...
Yeah.
Bloody... Anyway, that's an entirely different debate. So
screw exams.
Yeah, screw exams. So all of this whole episode is really just a fancy way of saying find what makes you special and different. And use it.
Use it.
Play on it. Use it to turn yourself into a celebrity and make your marketing all about that. Make yourself uncopyable. Incomparable. Inconceivable.
Nice.
You have to say the line now.
Oh, I do not think that word means what you think it means.
Yes! Okay, nerds, if there are any nerds listening, what film is that line from? Ha! We should toast that. Yes!
I wasn't even rehearsed.
We are so nerdy. We're such a nerdy couple, that's not good, is it?
Right. Moving on, because we're 28 minutes in now.
Is it paella time?
It is paella time.
Okay, yeah.
I'm running out of gin.
So yeah, find what makes you different and special, and turn it into a celebrity, and don't wait for permission. I will help you with this. This is what I do. I won't help you with it for free. Well, I am helping you with it for free right now.
If somebody would like to receive permission from me, then send us an email and I will give you permission to get on with it.
Yeah, I will give you permission. And I think a lot of people actually are subconsciously waiting for it, because I know I was for a long time. I needed my mentor to say, you know what, it's okay.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Crack on.
This is me giving you permission, dear listener, to just fucking do it. Crack on. Don't be scared. It is scary. I know it's scary because you're sticking your head up and somebody might hit you with a baseball bat.
But do it anyway.
Do it anyway, because the baseball bat is virtual and it won't actually kill you. Anyway, next week we'll be talking all about the scarcity mindset and how you're keeping yourself poor.
Excellent.
And that's going to be a fascinating topic.
Ugh. Skills.
Yeah. So if you want to know how to turn yourself into a little celebrity and use this stuff and, in a really, really practical way, join me and my superheroes, because I will bloody well get you there. businessforsuperheroes.com/inner circle.
Nice.
It'll be the best investment you make in your business. It will be, what did Sally say? She said, hi Sally.
Hi Sally.
She said, this group will change everything for you.
That's a nice thing to say.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll see you there. businessforsuperheroes.com, inner circle. Until next week, thanks, Joe.
No worries.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Like what you've just heard? Tell your colleagues, tell your friends, send them to www.businessforsuperheroes.com/podcast.